I need somebody to yank that FOMO right out of me. Hello, YouTube. Happy Easter. It's Easter Sunday here in the Quarterdeck Arcade, and welcome back. We're back to do a live build today. I did buy an Arcade1Up. I'll tell you about that deal in a second, but but I want to wish a happy Easter to all of those folks out there, and I hope that you're having a nice long weekend. Some of you may have had Friday off for Good Friday. I did. I had a good time playing in the arcade that day. But yeah, so the weekend's coming to an end. I mean, we have the holiday day today. Hope you guys are going to have a nice dinner later tonight. I've got mine upstairs in the crock pot right now. House is starting to smell really good. I did get a couple of things accomplished in the arcade in the extra day that I had, and just getting ready for this build that I want to do, and I'll tell you about it more here in a second. First, let's say hi to everybody that stopped in the chat. Let's see, Cornercade is here. Let's go. Yes, let's go, Danny. Ted Adam Green is here. Good to see you, Ted. As always, happy Easter to you, sir. Fireside Arcade is here, and Fireside Arcade is generally responsible for the build that we're about to do today, because he's the one that alerted me to it and allowed me to jump on that deal on eBay. And so yeah, welcome to the show, guys. Appreciate you. Those of you that are lurking, hi to you as well. Hope you're having a happy Easter. Goofy Foot is here. Good to see you, Goofy Foot. So, tell you a little bit about what we're going to do today. We're going to do a live Arcade1Up build, and I've done them many times before, so you know how these streams usually go. I'm anticipating this stream to go a little bit quicker because it's a smaller cabinet, but it's my first time putting together this form factor, so I was quite taken aback by the box being so small. I saw them in person at Sam's Club, but I never really got to see the size difference until I actually had one shipped to me. So we're going to take a look at that. Let's take a look at the entire arcade. I did make a camera adjustment earlier for the live build. So camera 2 is now aimed down at the build table. The room is getting very much at a I don't have much room left anymore, so I have to do some shifting around to free some room up. Yes, I have plenty of space behind the partitions. There's a bunch of junk back there, though, that I got to get rid of. So could I clean out the basement and move this wall all the way back to the actual brick wall? Sure. And that might happen, who knows? But until then, I'm gonna make do with the space that I have. So things are looking good. I'm pretty proud of the arcade space I've built, and so we're gonna do that. We're gonna build this cabaret form factor neon deluxe edition, and we'll also test it under the black lights just to see how it looks. I realize that the black lights don't show up well on stream, so you're not going to get the full effect as I will standing in front of it. So tell you a little bit about this cabinet. Again, thank you, Fireside Arcade, for pointing me in the direction of this cabinet. It was sold to me by a company called American Liquidators out of Connecticut. And they had a few on hand. They're all sold out now. So don't ask me for the link because it's just going to take you to a page saying this item is no longer for sale. But they were selling it for $250 a pop. So I picked it up for $250 plus shipping, and shipping was just over $100. So I got it for just over $350, about $355, I think it was. But when all was said and done, well, plus tax, it was probably more like $375. So a good deal, I think. And as far as my plans for this cabinet, I'm going to keep it stocked for a week or two, and then I'm going to do a Showtime Arcade mod to it. And in this box is Showtime Arcade's vertical Arcade1Up mod kit. And this kit supposedly has, I haven't cracked it open yet. It comes with the Raspberry Pi 4, comes with a new joystick, comes with buttons, comes with an SD card that you can use to put your image on. And what else? It just comes with a bunch of stuff. And I could pull up the listing. I did not do that in show prep. So, but Showtime, this will be my first Showtime Arcade mod project. So shout out to them. Thanks for getting it to me so quickly. It actually made it to my house before the Pac-Man did. So let's see. Go back here. Now, before I get started on the build, I have struggled ever since Sony made the stupid announcement that it was raising prices on the PlayStation 5. And I'll give you a little background. The whole reason I'm struggling is because I've been thinking about jumping back into consoles for a couple of years. I just never have done it. And this is kind of forcing my hand. If I'm going to do it, now might be the time that I do it. So I'm still thinking about it. The prices here in the Milwaukee metro area still have not gone. I think Best Buy has jacked up their prices, but other providers are still keeping their prices at the pre-raised levels. So I still have a bit of an opportunity. I don't know how much longer that's going to be in effect. So there's a little bit of FOMO here that I need to jump on it before I miss out on the deal. So I'll give you, you guys that have followed me for all this time know that I've talked about not being much of a console guy. I'm not. But I've followed other channels that do discuss the PlayStation and the Xbox, and I'm like, and I've seen footage of the gameplay, and I'm like, this is so much better than when I made my first attempt. And my first attempt was actually after my divorce in 2005. I actually bought an Xbox 360 right after it was released, and the problem was I was tight on money. I wasn't buying much games, obviously because I'm going through a divorce, and I wasn't spending any time with it. So I wound up selling that to GameStop. And so my time with the Xbox 360 was very short. I was impressed by it. I don't think my memory of that time, again, this is 20 years ago, is I didn't have anything against it. I just couldn't justify keeping it around, and I needed the money. So I wound up letting GameStop have it, resell it. And they were happy to take it off my hands, of course, at a significant discount. So I can't remember how long I had it. I had it for a while. But as I got back into the home arcade scene a few years ago, console gaming has always been in the back of my mind. Do I need to make another attempt at it? Well, this whole deal with Sony raising the prices, Xbox jacked up their prices, I don't know what, a year ago. So they already got the jump on jacking up their prices, but Sony just pretty much matched them now in raising theirs. And I'm kind of at a crux here, or a crossroads, where I need to think about what I want to do. Do I, do I really need, if I'm going to make another attempt or another run at console gaming, do I spend this money now? And I've actually done really well, because Friday night, guys, I had it in my cart. I had the PlayStation 5 in my cart, uh, and I just decided I'm going to sleep on it. Um, I'll find out what the community thinks, because you all saw me. I put that out on a community post asking for advice, and Saturday came, and I did my normal Saturday routine with the girlfriend, and I stewed all day pretty much on Saturday, thinking, do I make a move on this? It's still at the pre price raise price, and so yeah. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Is it something I should do or not? Obviously, with the prices the way they are now, before the price raise, there's a lot of money to invest in something that I intend to play. And Fireside mentioned this to me, I think, or was it Fireside? No, maybe it was. Somebody commented in that community post I made that you're going to need a capable TV to take full advantage of the graphics improvements. And I don't. All I have are LED TVs, LCD TVs, and so I don't. I know I don't have a TV capable. So if I'm going to invest in this, I'm also going to be investing in a TV that I can use for gaming, and it won't be a living room TV. It'll be a TV I can set off to the side and play games whenever. So I'm still stewing about it. I don't know what I'm going to do, to be truthful. I may just I'm 50-50 on it right now. I may just say, screw it. I'll wait until the PS6 comes out, and I'll see what the fear is, the discussion is that it's going to be well over $1,000 for the PS6. But that's still like a couple years off from most accounts. So we'll see. So that's my little discussion on that. Connell is here. Good to see you, Connell. Happy Easter to you as well. Zero Redux is here. Good to see you. This is true. This is very true. Many of these behind me were bought on FOMO. Not all of them. I think if one really stood out, it was probably Time Crisis, because I waited forever on Time Crisis, and saw that the inventory counts were going down, and so I thought, well, maybe I better jump on it. Prince Vinny is here. Good to see you, Prince Vinny. It's supposed to have gone up on April 2nd, but many retailers are keeping it at the pre-raised price. They have existing stock and inventory that they've already paid for, so I think they're still trying to. I think this was a calculated move, to be honest. I think Sony wanted to work with the retailers to get existing inventory moving, so they put out the fact that they were already going to do it anyway. They put out press release saying we're raising prices on the PS5. And then the retailers decided, well, we'll hang back until the existing inventory is gone, and then we'll raise the prices, because they wanted to move that inventory. This is a carefully crafted way, in my opinion, for Sony working with the retailers to get the inventory moved. And it has been moving. I've been watching several streams talk about inventory at various retailers, and sales have picked up since the announcement by Sony that prices were going up. So yeah. Just checking over the chat. Yeah, that's the other thing. You buy a PS5 and you pick up the games, you're investing a lot of time and energy into it. And I just don't know how much time I have. Yeah, I want to experience it, but I'm not going to have time like your typical teenager with one of these that has can sit at these things for hours on end. So, and look at guys like P Dubs and Michael B that they have these gaming systems and they have to carve out time to do it. I don't know how they do it with all the other obligations that they have. Oh, yes. Kudos to Stock Jock. I haven't seen him yet here in the chat, but Stock Jock sent me. Hang on, I got it down here somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. Shoot. Well, apologies. I brought it down here, I thought. But what he sent me were the 3D printed parts and pieces for the GRS Buildicade to turn it into a battle zone. He also sent me artwork as well. So that's what that was. So thank you, Stock Jock, for sending that to me. I appreciate it. You're a gentleman and a scholar. The guy has sent me many things, not many, quite a few things over the last few months, and I really appreciate that, dude. And I'm looking forward to seeing him in person when he comes up for the Midwest Gaming Classic, which is coming up really quick now. So that's what the surprise was. He sent me a Battle Zone kit for a GRS Buildicade. And by the way, guys, I do have. If I didn't have this Pac-Man Neon to build today, today's would have been build of a GRS Buildicade. Might have been the Battle Zone since I just got that from Stock Jock, but we'll do that maybe next week. Do that build because I do want to. I already have the SD card software that I'm going to use for my conversion of the Pac-Man Neon. But I don't know if I want to do that next week. I think I might hold off on the Showtime Arcade mod for a couple of weeks. So maybe next week we'll do a GRS build. And I got to move stuff out of the house. Guys, I have a Pong pub table that I need to let go, and I've just procrastinated on it. It's still I still have the Pong pub table. It's sitting out right outside the arcade here, and I think I need to let that go to a loving family. So we'll. I need to get some other. It's not because I need the money. It's just that there are things that I definitely don't spend time with that someone could better use. So I've got a couple of the basic fun countercades that I don't use. Those can go. I'll let those go. Anytime I sell something, I always let go at a deal, just to make it move. So look out for ads on Facebook from me. Let's see what else in the chat. Well, I assume that the PS5 library and maybe even the PS4 library will be compatible with the PS6, but I don't know how much game development is going on for the PS6 right now, or if Sony has even released those specs yet to game developers so they can start their developing towards it. Don't know. This I agree with Ted. I think there's many years left in the PS5, especially PS5 Pro, which just came out in 2024. So there's a few years left in the Sony line. This might be possible too. I don't know. The one thing I am sure of is when the PS6 comes out, I think you're going to see sales kind of drop quite a bit because people aren't going to want to spend that kind of money. There are going to be hardcore gamers that will. But I think to the everyday mom and pop whose teenager is gnawing at them to get this for them, the parents are going to look at that price and say, no, no, really not. They're going to make their kids do summer jobs to earn it. Gamer Fridge is here. Good to see you, sir. I wholeheartedly agree with this sentiment, Ted. Yeah, I will be there. I will have my girlfriend with me. She likes to go to that as well, and check out the pinball. I will be wearing my Arcades Anonymous uh, purple baseball jersey with the word quarterdeck on the back. So I'll be easy to spot. I'll be there Saturday, and I'm thinking I don't know what time it opens on Friday, but I work down in downtown Milwaukee, so I'm thinking about going over there on my lunch break and seeing what's what and seeing who might already be there. We'll see. I had the Pong head to head. One of my first arcade purchases was the Pong. Actually, got that from the remember that charity sale Arcade1Up did, and the Pong head to head was one of the things on sale, and I had it for a while, but again, it takes up a lot of space, so I let it go. I agree with the sentiment. If I make a purchase of the PS5, it will be the Pro because it's the most recently released generation of the PS5. And I'm being in IT, I kind of like things with a lot of power. So I'm always going to be that guy that picks the most powered device. I'm kind of tempering that mentality with when it comes to PC purchases. I'm only buying what I need, but when it comes to gaming, you really need to focus on power. And uh, I think I'm learning that now. I do have a Lenovo Legion Go laptop, which is basically a gaming laptop, but I don't have the right. I bought an external monitor for it, and I didn't buy the right one. So I didn't want to shell out all the money. So if I buy a new TV, it's going to be like a 42-inch monitor that I can also connect to my laptop and game off of that. And then I'll have it'll be my PlayStation will be in the home office. So as not to interfere. My gal would probably I'd drive her nuts if I started gaming out in the living room. So um if I got a new monitor, it would serve two purposes. It would help out with the gaming laptop, and it would help out with the PlayStation. Assuming I bought a PlayStation. Okay. Well, I'll take a look at things Friday. If I can sneak over there after I get off work, I will. But my gal and I have a tradition on Friday nights that we do now, and it involves food. So we have a traditional dinner we eat every Friday, and I'd have to get back in time for that. Oh yeah, see, I'll be out of downtown by then, so it'll just be Saturday then that I'll be there. Yeah, okay. I won't be there Sunday. Now you guys will say, well, why don't you just live stream from the convention center? Because I'll probably have terrible internet service. I don't know. I don't see. I don't recall whether the internet service at the Midwest Gaming Classic Convention Center is bad or not. But I got to believe with so many people there that are there on both days, that the cellular service is going to be terrible. So I won't be doing a live stream from there. Okay, so let's move on into the build now. So let me pick a camera view here. I did already. There we go. No, Danny, it may be Easter, but I can stream whenever the hell I want. I'll stream on Christmas Day if I want. Free country. I know, you're just giving me shit. That's okay. I hope everybody got their annual watch of the 10 Commandments in. I got that in on Friday. I watched it on Good Friday. There's something about that movie that I really love. Probably the thing that I love the most is the music by Elmer Bernstein, and it's sentimental for me to watch that movie every year because I used to do it with my mom. That's one of the things I did with my mom every year, is watch the 10 Commandments, and so it just doesn't get old for me. I love I don't know the actresses' names, but I love the actresses in that movie. They're all for that age of Hollywood, just gorgeous. So anyway, the one that played Nefertiti, she's just gorgeous. The MCA is here. Welcome, sir. All right. So you all see I have my build table up. Again, you notice the tight squeeze here. I'm the only free space I have down here is between the pinball tables and the rest of the gaming room. So either I got to come up with another layout and do another arcade shuffle so I have some build space, or every time I do a build, I'm going to have to shove the middle section behind me here back so I have room to build, which I could do. It's not a big deal, but the answer to this question is no. I have not. I tend to lean towards Pixar movies, and that's because my nephew works for them. He is a lighting. Well, he started out as a lighting artist there, but now he's moved up to director of photography. So his last film was Alio. I don't know what he's working on next. Usually, my sister will tell me, and her and I haven't spoken in a good bit. Not for any particular reason. We're just lazy. So, but usually she'll tell me what he's working on now. So. Corner Kate says my stream is looking all right. Well, I've got my build tablet here. Let's pop in. Nope, that's not it. This stream looks okay on my end, Danny. Grant, I'm only at 720p. I'm not paying exorbitant prices for 1080p. So Zero says there's great music in Prince of Egypt. Okay, I'll check it out. I'm going to put my eyeballs on, and then we're going to switch to two-camera view here. There we go. It might have been. I don't know. It does look a little fuzzy now that I have my glasses on. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, yeah, I got to put on my external mic, too. Let's do that. Let's put on the mic. Biggie D is here. Good to see you, sir. All right, thanks, Ted. Appreciate it. All right, let's switch mics here. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yes. All right, so we're done with this one. Streak looks good. No, I'm not streaking. That would get me in trouble with YouTube. All right. Since things are so tight here, it's hard to see the box. I have the box right here. Usually I set the box up in front of the table and take things out, but I'll lift it up here so you can see it. This is the box. I'll get some glare on there. It's still sealed. It doesn't, I mean, it looks like it just came off of Sam's Club's retail showroom. So my gut feeling is this liquidator went into Sam's Club when their Sam's Club near them was clearancing them, and basically, you know, got a great deal on it on a bunch of these. But they only let them go for, I mean, they only charge $250. So we're going to crack it open here. Again, still sealed. Oh, I should show you guys how this thing was shipped to me. Let me pull that. Photo up. All right. Let me share this out. Danny, that $250 without shipping. With shipping, it was over $350. So including shipping, it was probably, with taxes and shipping, it was probably more like $370 something. All right. So this is how it was shipped to me. And some whatever Sam's Club boxes they had laying around. It was the box, the Arcade1Up box was put in this box. And what I really feared and when I came home to this is that it was a return and that there was just parts and pieces flailing around in here and getting scratched up and damaged. Once I got it downstairs, though, I was pleasantly surprised that it was just the Arcade1Up box within a box. So yeah, that worried me. So yeah. Reese James changed things over. All right. Yeah, but it was loose in there, so it was kind of wiggling around, and that's what really scared me. All right. I'm gonna have to figure out how I can have some easy build space. This is such a pretty box. Yes, and it's undamaged. It has no forklift dings in it or anything. All right, standard Arcade1Up packing. So I will get over here and start unboxing. So here we have our standard Arcade1Up parts bag. We have our Arcade1Up instructions. We have one box. Fragile. So two boxes, it looks like. Prince Vinny, to answer your question, no, it was a company called American Liquidators out of Connecticut that apparently had bought these from Sam's Club. So let's see. Stock Jock is here. Good to see you, sir. Thank you again for the Battlezone parts and pieces that you sent me. I guess you could call it a Slim Katie. I don't know. It's a cabaret Slim Katie. So we have 2 boxes, a parts bag, instructions, and then we've got our panels here. Actually, let's unbox everything else before I pull the panels out. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. You know, being a casual gamer that I am, and you know, and I'm looking for something that'll serve me for many years. I know the PS5 Pro would serve me for many years, but let me know your thoughts here. Let's do this. I meant to do this anyway, and I didn't do it. So let's. How can I do this? Zero Redux. Yes, I bought the Showtime mod for the Pac-Man Neon. I'm not going to change the artwork on the because that's the reason why I bought this cabinet, because I wanted the artwork. I forgot how to do this. I have not done one of these in forever. Let's see if I can hop into the stream here myself. Live. Here we go. All right, I've put a poll out there. Should I buy a PlayStation 5 Pro or not? So Showtime, guys, is a company, and Danny has been touting them for a little bit. They're near me. They're in Northbrook, Illinois. They're a company out of Northbrook, Illinois. So this package came really quick after I ordered it. So yeah, that I got that poll up. So let me know your feelings, whether or not I should or shouldn't, and I will take the audience's opinion to heart. So let's get back. So there's again 2 boxes. The one box here is the. Well, that's not good. Dropping parts and pieces all over the place. The first box is the control panel, and looks like the light box for the marquee. I got my contractor's garbage bag going here. Okay, so we've got a P panel here, 2 P panels. We've got our light box. That's a unique light box there that they're using for this. Doc. Yeah, I don't know if a dinner will be able to happen. I'll be with my girlfriend, and she has to work early on Sunday morning, and so I don't think we'll be out late Sunday. We'll probably just be there for the day of the convention. Interesting, unique light box here. All right, so here's our control panel. So we've got our 2-player start, or 1 and 2 player starts. It's got a live button. Looks like an 8-way joystick in here. Here we have what looks to be like a LED light control button, probably for that bottom piece. And we have our primary fire button, and then 2 other action buttons here. So that is our control panel. I've said this before on my channel, I don't like to use power drills on Arcade1Up builds. $13 votes now in the poll. If you haven't voted in the poll, please vote. All right, I'm going to assume this is the monitor assembly and various other parts and pieces. There's a lot in here. One thing that Arcade1Up seems to have gotten down is flat packing these things. All right. Actually, no, here's the marquee light. It's interesting. I wonder what this is for. Oh, I bet this is the piece that goes underneath the front. Maybe. So we have the marquee back light here, and then we have this light. I'm gonna guess this is the piece that goes underneath. We'll find out. Got an L panel. Got our coin door here. You know, I've discussed this PlayStation 5 thing with my girlfriend, and of course she's not a gamer, so she brings to it, you know, like, I don't know why you're even thinking about this type of attitude. Because, you know, but she does know how much I appreciate gaming. But she knows I'm on the fence. So here's our coin door. It doesn't have a, it's not lit, so this is something I'll have to do. We got our sound. All right, so here's the speaker panel, and it does have grills on it. So the speakers do have grills. This is a deluxe. They call it a deluxe, even though it's a smaller form factor. Anybody take advantage of that iconic pre-order reopen? I did not. I know PD7 did. Yeah, I'm waiting for the other 80s titles to come out this year. Then I'll probably make my move. So this is our monitor assembly, of course. We all recognize that from Arcade1Up. The screws have the plastic. We'll have to do our little bezel trick for getting the protector out. But this is the monitor with the bezel artwork. Again, it's dulled right now because I have that protector on it. But we're going to do our little trick here by loosening these screws to get the bezel plastic off. So there's that. And it does have wireless. So there's our wireless antenna. Let's look at it's a BOE monitor. That's good. As far as connections go, we have a USB. We have one USB port. We have our port for the light bars, and then we have power port. Or no, this is audio port, and then this is for your lights. So that's the monitor. Gotta be careful, the marquee is in here. Marquee's looking amazing. It's reverse printed. When I did see one of these in Sam's Club, in my Sam's Club, and the marquee will look gorgeous, but there's the marquee. Here, I'll bring it closer. Let's see if I can reduce that glare. But it's gorgeous. And of course, with the plastic protection, you can't really get that sense, but all right. Gotta start laying out my pieces here. Here we have our what would I think normally be the J panel. But it's the end panel for on this box. There we go. A beautiful, beautiful artwork on this cabinet. That's the sole reason why I bought this. Guys, you know I got Pac-Man. I already have Pac-Man. I got plenty of Pac-Man, but I wanted this box because of the artwork. All right, here we have our J pieces. This is for probably to hold the control panel in. Got two Ks. I've got an H panel, which is up near the marquee. Again, those of you just joining the chat, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Also, answer the poll. Give me your honest opinion, yes or no. Should I invest? Should I dip my toe back into the console gaming world? And I'll tell you, some of the games that intrigue me, I like that new Marvel set that came out and the Spider-Man game. Those are the two games that, right off the top of my head, that I'm thinking about getting. And I might get Call of Duty as well. I played Call of Duty on the PC back in the day. In Wisconsin, Biggie D, right now, it's we're averaging between 40 and 50 each day. So bring a jacket. And then we have our G panel. We all know what the G panel is. That's the very first panel. What's interesting on this, and I'll point it out, there's a couple of drilled out holes here. And I believe this is where this probably secure, without even reading the documentation, it's probably going to, well, yeah, because then we have holes. So that probably attaches here. And then the wire comes up through the hole here on the G panel. So we'll get to that. Now, what I like to do is lay out all the parts and pieces. This is interesting. They give you this little tiny wrench, the joystick wrench. See if I can hold that up. Look at that. They give you a joystick wrench. I don't even know if that's going to be used, but we'll find out. Extra parts I set aside. We have our power. Zero wants me to resist the FOMO. Okay. Well, again, I said I'd take the you guys' opinion to heart. I really would. I'm 50-50 on this. I could go either way. I may end the stream and say, you know what, don't need it. All right, so we have J. Here's our plugs for the cabinet. They're all black. So our screw caps are all black. Spare parts bag. I keep all my spare parts bags because you never know when you might need them. Our dowels, our B screws. I pretty much know Arcade1Up parts packages. We got our dust cover for the joystick. Our power cables. All right. I'm not sure what this is going to be used for, so I'm going to set that aside. Well, you guys know what position I was in 2024. I mean, half this arcade was gone, so I'm in a much better place now. I'm looking towards retirement. That's what I'm looking towards. I'm looking towards to have something I can spend time with in retirement. Documentation. Half of this stuff I throw away because, like all the languages, I don't care about these. Warranty. Owner's manual. I keep that. Arcade1Up little brochure here about the app. Light bar user manual. I'll hang on to that. Wi-Fi setup instructions, and then here's the build. So we'll keep this. Toss this. And here's the build manual. Parts identification. And then we get to step 1. I'm going to move parts and pieces. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't take out the panels. Shoot. One of the most important pieces. My desk here for some of the parts. Let me end that. Yeah, Stock Jock. It still sounds like a great dream. All right. Oh man, it smells good down here. My crock pot stuff is starting, the smell is starting to waft down here into the quarter arcade. Okay, this is the part that's going to mess up my back, so I have to be careful. I'm still having back issues. All right. Ooh, almost lost it there. Here is the entire cabinet side assembly, and the back's in here as well. So let's crack this open. You know, guys, when I think about the move to Florida, it all hinges on what we're able to get as far as square feet and for how much, and whether it fits into my budget. Because if we're not able to afford what we want, so we're obviously going to have to downsize. And so I need a room for this arcade. I told my gal I would love to move all of this stuff down, but if it's not possible, it's not possible. And so I may wind up getting rid of some of this stuff before I leave, but I do want to bring it all. All right, so we have our back panel, 2 back panels, which is kind of interesting because this may wind up being a taller cabinet to begin with. So maybe it's not a cabaret style cabinet. It's just a regular Arcade1Up and Slimcade, which I don't have. I don't have any of them. So here's your kick plate. And Danny, yes, I acknowledge that you sent me an email about buying your wood grain. I'm still thinking about that. I might still do it. Yeah, kind of a glossy print to it. That is a sexy kick plate to me. And you've got your holes for your coin door. I love this artwork. I do actually. I've admired this artwork since this cabinet came out. Oh, running out of places to hide stuff or to put parts and pieces. Yeah, Prince Vinny crockpots. We use our crockpot a lot, and the secret to crockpots is crockpot liners. Okay, just don't throw everything in the crock, because crockpot liners make cleanup so easy. I didn't even know about crockpot liners before I met my girlfriend. She's the one that told me about them. And ever since my first experience with crockpot liners, oh my God, it's so much easier to clean that crock out afterwards. Guys, just do it. I mean, you start using crockpot liners. It'll make your life a lot easier. There you go. All right, now we're into the side panels. Oh my God, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. I don't even have it out of plastic. Oh. The E2 panel. Look at that artwork, guys. And I realize I've got glare on it. Try to adjust. Yeah, there's too much glare. Trying to move that's probably the best look right there. That is gorgeous. Oh my God, guys. This is another Pac-Man, but I'm so glad I bought this because I'm in love with this artwork. I really am. Just as much as I am in love with the Yoga Flame, which I don't have, because I already have a Street Fighter cabinet back, but thanks to Danny. But I'm so glad I bought this cabinet. I'm running out of room, so I need to get rid of the box here. I've got everything out of it now, so. And normally my thing is to put the box on display behind me while I build. This is a beautiful box. Arcade1Up, they're whoever their marketing department is responsible for box art and design. I got to give them a lot of credit. I really do. I hope that person got a job with Basic Fun. Now when we buy these online and they just ship them as is, they run the risk of getting damaged. Those are the boxes that I hate, but I just got a text from Texas Roadhouse. That would be our option B for Easter dinner if Crockpot didn't work out. All right, I'm going to set this box right here. Hopefully that shows up on stream pretty well. It probably doesn't, but oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, Zero, we'll test that UV reactiveness towards the end. And again, thanks to Stock Jock Zero, Stock Jock provided me with a supply of reflective tape, which I still have and haven't gotten around to putting on there, but on some of my cabs, but I will. All right, so here's the other side panel. This would be D2. Lower side panel, I should say. It's so tight in here, guys. I'm cramped. Any future builds, I'm just going to take this middle section and move it back a little bit so I have room to breathe. So there's the other side panel. Just sexy, man. I love this artwork. This will be one of the cabs I probably save when we move to Florida. If I have to trim down, I'll save this cabinet. Okay, now we're up the upper portion of the cabinet sides. D1. We're almost there to where we start building this thing. So definitely a Slim Katie type design, even though I've never owned one, so I really couldn't. So not much to these because the artwork's pushed down lower. So not really much to look at on both of these sides. All right, the last piece here. Just to update you guys, I'm still working on my VR, my arcade time capsule VR environment. I've got all the music downloaded that I want. So the arcade ambiance is there. So there's the other side panel. It's the same as the other one, just flipped. Not much to look at. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Dropping parts pieces into the garbage. Move the garbage bag. All right. Prince Vinny, the meal is meat and potatoes, basically. And normally I get a rump roast, but the store did not have any rump roast today. So we're having, they did have stew meat. So I'm basically using stew meat with regular old Idaho potatoes. And yeah, it just kind of, I got a special broth I concoct that I throw in there with it. I like to stay as clean as possible going, you know, so that, okay, here's where it's going to get a bit tricky. I'm going to try and move this out as much as I can. So I have room to move down side to side. All right. So the very first step is to get the dowels in. And that's what we're going to do. So we need, what boards do we need? We need G. That would be this guy. We need an L, a P, and a K. There's L. I realized that I kind of ruined. Excuse my fiddling with the camera here, guys. I'm just trying to move it back a little bit. There we go. Okay. Again, not much room. An L, a P, and a K. I find P. And G1 is that light assembly. This guy. All right. Crack open our dells. Let's get this started. I don't know how the poll's going, but I trust you guys. It feels good to be building an Arcade1Up again, or any cabinet for that matter. Half the fun in this hobby is building these things, for me anyway. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel. All right. There's only one in the P panel. There's two in the L. Yeah, it's a dish that my mom taught me how to make. And she used to make it in a pressure cooker, but later on when we got older, she moved to a crock pot when crock pots became a thing. But it's a meal that she started, and she used to use round steak too, but really any beef will work. And I typically use rump roast, but round steak is a tough cut of meat if memory serves, and that's why she pressure cooked it. But it's really good. My favorite meal of hers, actually. And then for the G1 panel, we need two dowels. Make sure I get it right. Oh, no. Oh God, it's having us do so I'm looking at this thing. The dowel locations are a little tricky here. So you got to pay attention to the document. And granted, there's none of these are out in the wild as far as I know. So if you buy one, it's going to be off eBay. Oh, what did I use my reach? I'm just trying to level off the camera a little bit better. All right. All right, so our dowels are in. So we move on to step 2, which is when we start getting busy. So here we go. So it wants us to attach the light bar here to the G panel. Is what we're going to do. Oh, thank you, Zero. That's the Bob Ross. All right. So it goes underneath this panel. and the wires get fed through. So let's we're going to undo the wires here. And the wires get fed through this hole. And you slide it into place. And what screw do we want here? These screws times 4. I'm going to lay this down so it stays in place. Need to crack open our B screws. I can't grunt stock jock. Not like Tim the Toolman Taylor anyway. So here we're attaching the light bar on the bottom. Again, I use a ratchet Milwaukee tool screwdriver. It's just what I prefer. I like having control over it. It's good exercise, burn calories. All right. So we've attached the bottom light bar. We're on our way. Okay. So now we need to attach the G panel to D2. Let's find D2. This is D2 right here. Nope, other way. Got to get the orientation correct. And making sure y'all can see that okay. All right, because this is the front. This top part of the board is the front. The back side with the back side actually doesn't have a notch for the, I don't think they ever did. I'm getting a little sidetracked here. And we'll attach the V screws. I still don't know where I'm going to put this in the arcade. I have a theory that I might put it next to my streaming station. I might try to move the streaming station down just a hair. That'll leave very little room to play the 4K pinball, but we'll work around it. We'll see what we can do. Oh, let's talk about that. Biggie D brings up a good point. When you get down to stock levels that are like 1 or 2, you have to worry about, well, in this case, probably not returns because they haven't been shipped yet. But getting that last item, you never know if it's a return. And the reason why I bring that up, guys, is because in my stewing over the PS5, I the particular vendor that I've been looking at tells you how many are left in stock in any given store. But I've read the reviews, and guys, the reviews reveal a lot if you're paying closer attention. Even if they don't directly say what you make out of it, it's there for you to see, to read between the lines. So in my research on the PS5, in looking at the comments, this particular vendor that's selling the PS5 Pro, there's a lot of people saying that they bought it online and it was shipped used. It was shipped open. So the seals on the PS5 Pro box were broken. These are returns that have, this vendor is sending out returns. I won't name names, is sending out returns that have been, that they're selling new. So that alone has kind of informed me that I'm not, for this particular purchase, I'm going in store. I am not relying on mail order for this item because I don't want to get shipped a PS5 that has been unsealed, that I know to not be brand new, because somebody obviously made an attempt at setting it up. I'm not doing that. So when you see stock levels get down to 1 or 2, that's when you really got to start worrying. Well, are they going to send me a used one, or are they going to send me a new one? So in this particular case, if I decide to buy one, I'm going in store. I'm not going to rely on a mail order for this. Hockey Town, good question. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. So what Hockey Town's talking about, and I mentioned this earlier in the stream for those of you that had joined later, is this cabinet will be a mod. I'm going to mod it with, I can't get at it right now because it's covered in parts, but I have a mod kit from Showtime Arcade in Northern Illinois. It comes with a Pi 4, comes with an SD card, comes with all the parts and pieces I need to gut this machine and turn it into what I need. So it also comes with the, and I didn't mention this earlier, but it also comes with the, hopefully I got the right one because they have like 3 different ones. The LVDI to HDMI conversion board that you need to go from an Arcade1Up, or to go from a Raspberry Pi to an Arcade1Up monitor. So I haven't cracked open. I was going to do an unboxing video of the Showtime Arcade stuff. I'll probably do that sometime this week. That'll be a video. I won't do that live. All right, so step 2 is done. Step 3 is we're going to be attaching the 2 K panels. Oh, so obviously I needed to dial up the other K panel. So the instructions were a little misleading in the previous step. It didn't say both. Well, maybe it did. Maybe it said ×2. Yes, it did. It did say ×2. So I got to do both. Yeah. My bad. Got to dial up a couple more boards here, but that's fine. That's fine. I also got to dial up the other P board. We'll do that right away, which is only 1 per side. All right. Okay. Okay, so I just put the 2 K panels in place here. And as I always do, I tend to put, I realize you guys can't see that. I also just realized my other camera view is kind of warped. So we're just putting the K panel pieces in place. I keep up on it because the Time Crisis guns, and it's worrying the hell out of me. I don't want to break those guns. All right, so we'll do the other K panel. Again, I typically do this with the labels inside. Doesn't really matter. You do it however you want because it's going to get covered anyway. Just personal choice. All right. So that was step 3. Step 4. Oh, now it wants us to do. See, I should have done this first. Should have looked through the instructions and picked out some things to do first. Now, step 4 is to put the coin door on. All right, we'll do that. We're gonna pop it in place here, flip it down, and then get our parts kit, J and K. Here's K. Where's J? Oh man, did that fall into, oh, no? Oh, God. I'm missing a parts bag. Well, it's gotta be, if it fell into the garbage bag, I'm gonna have to fish it out. Not there, it's not there. Shit. Gotta go dumpster diving. Not on the ground. There it is. Son of a bitch. Found it. It was in the garbage bag. Crisis averted. So we'll put our caps on. Yeah, that was a close call, Fireside. So there are 2 stores in proximity to me, fairly close, that have the PS5 Pro, and so I just feel like I'm better off going into the store and making sure the seal is still there All right, coin door complete. There's our front panel. Looking good. Now, so that was step 4. Step 5 is to put the other side panel on. Be careful not to scratch the artwork. Try and arrange this so that you all can see. So we need the E2 panel. That would be this guy. Make sure the dowels are still there. Nope. There we go. And we need 4 B screws. Oh. So we talk about a lot about nostalgia for the artwork and stuff. Obviously, I don't have any nostalgia for this, but I do appreciate good artwork. Like I said, I love the Yoga Flame. I realized that cabinet got a lot of guff from the community about it. I loved that cabinet. I would probably still get it if it were available cheap somewhere near me, because I thought it was a good looking cabinet. And again, my mantra is do what makes you happy, right? You know. All right, step 5 complete. Well, it wants us to put the kick plate in. I don't know if I'm going to have room to do this on the table. Yeah. There we go. There we go. That's the bottom half of the cabinet. Step 5 is complete. And now we're going to start assembling the side panel. But before I do that, I'm going to skip ahead to step 7. We're on step 6 now, but I'm going to skip ahead to step 7, which is monitor prep, because I need the space on the table to do that. So this piece we're going to set on the floor for now. Y'all notice I'm wearing my Pac-Man attire today. All right, so we'll go back to step 6 after we complete step 7. So we're going to put our brackets on. Thank you all for spending your Easter morning with me. Much appreciated. Hit the like and subscribe button, if you will. I appreciate seeing that number go up. Goes up, you know, a little bit every once in a while. Gained 2 subscribers on Friday. I don't know who talked about me, but thank you, whoever you are. Much appreciated. All right, now we'll put this on. These are the mounting brackets for the monitor to the side panel. Try to get them as straight as possible. Oh, burnt orange, yeah. Welcome, by the way. Thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, I mean, these things were clearanced by Sam's Club. Let's be honest. You know, had I had enough presence of mind to do that, I probably would have sat on it. Some people do that. They buy 2 cabs, they sit on one, still in box, for later selling if they want, you know, to put towards buying another arcade. So there are people out there that do that. Nothing wrong in my book. And if you want to make a buck to earn another or more expensive cab, I saw Tron Arcade1Up in Marketplace for $1,000 in Northern Illinois. A Tron, an already built Tron Arcade1Up, $1,000. Now, that all depends on how important Tron is to the buyer. You know, the buyer might pay $1,000. I wouldn't. Got to work your way around the wireless. The reason why I say it's important to line these up right is to when it comes time to seating these things in the grooves on the sides. Fits better if you line it up correctly. Like I think I'm going to have a problem on this side. So I'm going to loosen the screws a little bit, see if I can't push it back a little bit. Nope. This might be a problem, but we'll see. Is it burnt orange? I haven't really paid attention. They haven't, be honest, they haven't come up for sale in my neck of the woods in a while. Sorry, I gotta take a drink of water. All right, so we put the documented instructions, which is put on the brackets. Now we're going to do the part that is not documented, and that's to get the protective plastic around the screws. Now I loosen these up like 1 or 2 turns, maybe 3 sometimes. And you don't want to get it up too far because you don't want dust starting creeping in behind your bezel. Just want to loosen it up so you can get the plastic around it. Because what happens is when you go to pull this plastic and you haven't done this step, you may leave plastic residue around the screw, and that just looks tacky. So what I'll do is I'll just peel protective plastic enough so that it's around the screw. Bezel art looks amazing as well. All right, so now I'll go back and I'll retighten the screws, but hand tighten them, don't over tighten them. You'll crack the bezel, which I have done. So just enough to tighten it and hold the bezel down. Don't over tighten or you'll crack the bezel. Sometimes these screws will be loose. In other words, they're not digging into the wood like they would normally. You just got to kind of just get the screw down as much as possible and leave it there. There are plenty of other screws to hold it in place. All right. Cool, burnt orange. That sounds great. I would love to see a picture of that Tron when you're done with it. I modded my Tron. I did the standard S panel mod, with the photo video player. And I did not do a J panel mod. So it's still the standard one, but. All right, so we did step 7. We're going to go back to step 6 now and start building up the upper. So we need D1. And here's a step that I do. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to attach the control panel pieces now. So that's these 2 J pieces. So those are D screws. I'm just going to attach them to both upper side panels right away. Because it's all about room. I got to make sure I have enough room. All right, so there's no holes on these things. Interesting. I guess it doesn't matter which way it goes. There's no holes. Usually a control panel piece has a I'm kind of skipping around in the directions here. We're on step 6, but I like to put these pieces in place right away. Oh, I see what's going to happen. There's a side panel. There's a side screw that's going to hold the control panel in place. All right, so that piece is in. I'm going to put the other J piece in on the other side. This is not a part of step 6, but I'm doing it now because I need the room. Because once I start putting together the top part, it's going to be hard. So. Oop. All right, so we do need D1. So this is the panel we need. That panel here, we'll just set aside for now. Okay, we need 2 P panels. And I'm going to assume, yep, it's just like the Deluxe. You got to leave half of it so that the other half attaches to the bottom piece. So this is where I always get the orientation a little bit off. Yep, right there. So we need a B screw. All right, so the first P panel is in. Second one in. This is kind of going like a regular Arcade1Up install would go in terms of speed. All right, now we need an L, which is right here. Danny's back. Everybody say hi to Danny. Okay, so step 6 is complete. Now we already did 7, which is monitor prep. Now we're going to move to step 8, which is actually putting the monitor in place. Seating the monitor. Make sure I got no screws sitting underneath this thing. Got to get the orientation of the monitor correct. Seat it. Yeah, it's not sitting in there like it should. I'm going to loosen up the screws. I'm loosening up the screws on the bracket just to hopefully allow it to sit a little better in the notch. All right. Get the trusty light on so I can see what I'm doing here. Making sure the holes are lined up. Get some more C screws. Monitor is oriented correctly. All right. Gotta make sure the plastic here is not caught in the notch. The monitor is seated and attached. Let me retighten these screws. All right. Okay, now we got to do some side assembly here. So we need our speaker panel. H panel. And our B1 panel. We're going to dowel these up. Getting hot, guys. Usually the basement's really cool. Not to worry, I have a Pac-Man shirt on as well. The marquee light has a couple more on the top and bottom. Last 4 dowels, I got to believe, are for when you join the cabinets pieces together. All right. We have to also attach our brackets here. Yeah, I try to dress for the. You know what I haven't worn is I haven't worn the Robotron shirt, and G.I. Joe gets the Robotron cab together. That shirt's definitely going on. All right. Now step 9 is complete. Well, no, it's not. It's showing us how the pieces go together, but yeah, I guess so. We got to shove these pieces together. So let's see. We've got M on one side. with the notch at the top. And we've got B1. Just trying to get the orientation correct, guys. So we need to attach B1 with 2 C-screws. Actually, I have worn the Robotron shirt on stream before. Guys, I prefer to do the stream alone. That's the reason why. And I don't need to answer that question. I just don't, that's not me. You guys know me. How many years have I been doing this? It's always been me. No offense to Cornercade. I just like doing things on my own. That's the way it's always been. All right. So obviously this goes next. This is going to be the awkward piece. I think this is what Fireside meant when he mentioned awkward. I don't got to acknowledge anybody. All right. There isn't a single thing in chat that I need to acknowledge. It's my stream, guys. I'll run it the way I want. No offense, really, none. I just do it the way I want to do it. All right. Yeah, you do, Stock Jock. Just know that I'm like minutes away from the convention center. So when you punch in that address to the GPS of your rental or whatever you're doing, just know it's going to take you about 45 minutes to get here, depending on traffic. And there's construction going on here. All right, so this assembly is done. The marquee assembly is done. Step 9 is complete. We move to step 10, which is actually inserting the marquee assembly in place. So I'm going to set it aside here while I readjust. All right. So now we're going to put the marquee assembly in place. I can kind of guess. Speaker assembly is going to go that way. And watch out for the plastic here from the plastic protector. It's in the hole. All right. We got our speakers pointing down. Got our marquee light here. All right. Yeah, it kind of shows you here that you want to get, see, I didn't do that. I got to take this piece out again. I got to loosen up the wire here for the marquee and the speakers. Should have done that before I seated it. It's just easier to run the wires. Because once you get this pinned in, assembled, let's try this again. Hey guys, I hit 20,000 steps. Yay me. We're going to route the wires behind the monitor. There we go. Now it's not quite seated all the way. There it goes. All right. We're seated. The wires are not. I'm just going to connect the wires right away. So this is the speakers. And this is the marquee. Now, I have a feeling that's only temporary because we have to figure out how to connect the other wires. Okay. Step 10 is complete. Step 11 is inserting the marquee. Where's that beautiful marquee? Oh, this is the pleasure part here where you peel off that backing and you get to see the marquee in its glory. Oh, that's such a gorgeous marquee. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. I love that. Make sure it's not upside down. It's not fully seated yet either. Because the bottom is kind of bowed in. See if I can provide a little encouragement. Come on, get in the hole. There it goes. Whew. All right, marquee is in. That's step 11. Step 12 is the other side panel. Now we already put the J piece on, but we also need the N piece, which is that. We need this piece right here. Wow, you can kind of see through that. Upside down. That doesn't seem like it's fitting very well. There. Make sure that it's oriented correctly. Yep. Howdy, Dre God. Welcome. All right. Other side panel piece. We're getting close, guys. Oh, my neck. This part I hate. Just getting everything to line up. There we go. Now we're cooking. Doesn't look like we're in. Check the plastic, make sure it's not caught. All right, we're in. V-screws. Okay. I now know why they put the caps in all black, because this is an all black side panel. Except for the blue trim. I'm hoping that trim is reflective. It should be. Y'all been following the integrity, the Artemis 2 mission? I'm just so pumped. I remember the Apollo missions. I was glimmering in my mom's eye when the Mercury missions went off, but all right, side panels on. Oh, I got a scratch in this. Damn it. No, where did that scratch come from? Got to be careful, especially an all black side. You got to be careful. All right, now I'm ready to put these pieces together, which means I got to do some arranging. All right, because y'all know I'm limited space. So that means I've got to clear space in order to do this step. So I'm going to set the top assembly on the floor temporarily. Clear all my tools. And all the remaining screws. I will say I'm kind of disappointed by some of the photos that are coming back from the mission. Compared to they used that, memory serves article I read talked about the cameras they used on the first Apollo missions, which were Hasselblad cameras. Now I think they're just using a Nikon D5, I think. And I gotta say, I think the Apollo mission pictures look better than than these photos coming back. Some of them are really amazing. Don't get me wrong, they are. But there's been a couple of pictures I looked at them like, that's kind of dark. All right, now the hard part, getting this table out. I gotta be careful that I don't hit cabinets. I got about 5 of these tables, which is handy in a yard sale, which I might have this spring. I got some stuff I want to sell. All right. Again, that poll is running. So if you've joined late and don't know what that poll is, I'm thinking about buying a PS5 Pro. I'm thinking about dipping my toe into the console waters. And if you didn't hear at the beginning, I have not had a console since 2005. So I'm thinking this might be the time that I might need to do that again. And again, I might skip it. Maybe wait for the PS6. I don't know. I had an Xbox 360. It was okay at the time. It was brand new, just come out by Microsoft. But I don't know. Just thinking about it. I don't know if I got enough room here. Okay, before I move, I've done this before. Did it with the Galaga Deluxe. I forgot to put the dowels in, so I remember to stick the 4 dowels in. It's giving me a hard time. MTS Esky Bammer. Yeah, good point. They're coming back over as lower resolution. You're right. Okay. I don't know about the PSVR 2. That's something I'm just wanting to get started again. So I think I'll start slow. If I want to jump into the VR, I will. All right, so this thing's fighting me with the dowels. This side's in. Grab some beef screws right away. That's still not in the screw hole. All right, so I gotta make some adjustments. There it is. There it is. There. A little bit of a nick here on this panel. I'm just gonna leave it. Why am I not getting in the hole? See the hole? Push down a little bit. There it is. There it is. Gotta kind of work it. Almost ready to go up right here, guys. Okay. Other side. Okay, why am I not getting in the hole on this side? Needs pressure. Just like the other side, it needed me to push down on it to get the holes to line up. That's where these lights come in handy, is so you can actually see what's going on. Bottom hole though. It's a fighting. I can see it. It seems somewhat lined up, but it's not pushing through. Oh, there it goes. Yep. Just had to give it a little encouragement. I am not left-handed. Okay. All right. Oh, I need a couple more. For the top. Top side. Yeah, Stock Deck. When I was in the Navy, I went to the boot camp in Orlando when it was still there. And that was back in the space shuttle days. And I don't remember which shuttle it was, but I just remember well, we were marching on the grinder to Chow or somewhere. And the company commander issued a halt to the company and it told us to about face. And we all about faced, and there was the shuttle going up in the air. So he stopped us so we could see the shuttle launch. That was pretty cool. Oh, Biggie D, that's kind of big news about the Pinball FX VR coming to PS5. That would be cool. All right. But I haven't yet decided to buy one, so y'all got to help me out. We're now upright. Let's turn it to face the camera. It's pretty artwork. All right, so we've joined it together, got it upright, put all the side screws in except for the control panel screws. Now we got to do the brackets. You all know that step, but I'll still turn the camera, but we got to put the braces on. There I go, damaging the artwork. So I got to show you guys, this is coming on the next step, but for now we're just doing these. So we're putting in this. Let me do that first. I'll do the monitor screws. So these are C screws that are finishing off the bracket installations. Just getting in on the other side to hold the monitor in place. A little bit tricky with the wireless antenna there, but not, I've seen worse. And still using my headlamp so I can see. I think this lamp is getting dim. So it might be battery time. One more. I heard the Final Four was in my hometown of Indianapolis this weekend. Okay, now for the braces. I just get a couple started, so I would line them up. It just goes quicker that way. $12:23. My gal's going to be getting off work here shortly. But she's coming home to, well, actually, she goes to the gym after this, so I'm going to get her workout on. Guys, I am truly blessed to have found a kindred spirit in terms of running and just generally staying fit. She's amazing. We met on Facebook of all places, in a running group for singles actually, and the rest is history, really. She lived out in Virginia at the time. I'm truly blessed. This is a tricky one because it's kind of awkward. I just got to get it. Again, get them started. Get them in the holes and then tighten them. I realize my chin is on the microphone here. All right, braces are in. Step 14 is completed. Yeah, Indiana is a great basketball state. Favorite movie? One of my favorite movies, guys. If you haven't seen the movie Hoosiers, watch it. First of all, Gene Hackman's performance is amazing in that film. I've heard the stories that he didn't really like filming that movie, but I think his agent pressured him into doing it. But I think he turned in one of his greatest performances in that movie. And but yeah, I did not have the skill set for basketball, and that's weird coming from somebody from Indiana, but okay, what do we got next? What's on the plate next? Control panel. I'm just going to swing this around as I need to. So we've got a white wire here on the control panel. This is for the light control button, the LED that's on the foot of the cabinet, I assume. I don't know that for sure because I haven't read the documentation. So we're going to slide this in, and what's different about this control panel is the screws go in on the side. Usually you'll have screws on the top that seat the thing in, but no, not in this case. This just drops in. Oh, actually, part of the previous step was to pull this off. So let's pull off that. And seat the control panel in. Got a little notch on the so there's no, this has the play guard surface on it. Supposed to be scratch resistant and smudge resistant. So there's no plastic deck protector on here. Now what that wrench was for that I showed you at the beginning, normally I just use my own wrench. So I'm not going to even bother unwrapping this. But what this is for is to hold the thing in place while you screw the ball cap on. But let's, first of all, let me connect. There's a serial cable back here that we need to connect to the control panel. So I'm just going to loosen that up. I'm not sure which way the notch goes. Should have looked. Should have looked. Notches in the back. There we go. All right, cable is in. And I need 2 B screws to hold the control panel in. The last 2. They go on either side. Nope. Got to line it up properly. There we go. So they're in. Just got to tighten them. I may. Where are my black lights? So this thing's not sitting directly under all my black lights. But well, when we get that far, I'll fire it up. It does seem a little wobbly. But of course, I'm sitting on an uneven carpet right now, so. All right. I'm winded. So again, I'm going to leave this stock for a little while and just play around with it. And then we'll go to Mod City on it in a few weeks, 2-3 weeks, maybe after the convention. Yeah, I just grab it with this wrench. That's all I need to do. But they do give you their own wrench now, apparently. So. All right, now we do the wiring. Step 16. This gorgeous cabinet. All right. Let's see now. I've got a splitter here somewhere. Yep. All right, yeah, this splitter goes into the light. So pull that out, put this splitter into the light hole, the light power source, and then plug the marquee into one. What goes? Okay, so we've got a black and white cable. I'm confused by the wiring here. So it says G1, but it doesn't say whether it's the black wire or the white wire. I'm going to assume the black wire. Well, actually, maybe it only goes one way because, yeah, it does. Yep. So that goes there. All right, and we already did, well, we didn't do power yet. Oh, that's a good point, Hockey Town. When I do the mod, the undercab lights. I'll have to think about that and see if maybe DIY Retro has a solution for that or not. Didn't think about that. I mean, on the grand scheme of things, will it bother me? I don't know. So just making sure where the hole on the back panel comes so I know where to route the cable. We're going to insert our power cable. I already got the speakers in. It looks like step 16 is complete. I don't know where this white cable goes. Oh, it joins up with the cable in the control panel. Now, I don't know. I mean, I'll have to pop open the control panel to see how that button is wired. If it goes to the encoder, then yeah, I might have a problem with the mod. But we'll find that out later. If I lose it, I lose it. If I don't, I don't. Great. I'm not really gonna cry over it. I'll bitch and moan. Ragga, fracka, ragga, ragga. And we're going to pop the power. I hate this part. I really do. Because sometimes it pops right in. Other times, no. There it goes. So I'm gonna put LED lights on the back of this, so I'll need two sets, which I have. So we need E-screws. Yeah, Fireside. We'll find out. I got a feeling that button might be, hopefully it's off the encoder. If it's off the encoder, that should be fine, I would think. If it's a part of the encoder, then yeah, because you're essentially replacing the encoder with the Showtime arcade mod. Now, prudence would dictate that I shouldn't take this step by putting the back panel on, but I'm confident in my Arcade1Up build, right? I'm confident. I think when I do the mod, I think I might also take that opportunity to do the control or the coin door mod. Since Stock Jock has graciously sent me parts and pieces for that. I think that would be just awesome. Top piece or down or bottom pieces in. I'll put the top, and this is interesting. On this particular unit, they put the where normally your serial number and safety information is usually on the H panel up here, but well, that's not good. Doc Jock suggests putting a USB on it. Maybe. I hate doing wiring. There is a USB port in there, so. I do appreciate you guys joining me on an Easter Sunday. Church, I live by a church. And surprisingly, their lot was not as full as it usually is. I don't know what that means, but for their sunrise services are usually very popular. All right. It's a barrel plug, Stock Jock. So the only step we haven't done is the screw cap covers. I'll do that in a minute. Let's spin this sucker around and fire it up, eh? All right. Power. Here's the brick. It does have one of those clip-on bricks, where they send you the piece separately, and you just got to snap it in. So it's one of those bricks. Yeah, shout out to Retro 530. You know, I've done his coin door mod too. I did it on my Tempest. That went really well. I'd do that one again, but I think I'm just going to work off of Stock Jock's provided parts for now. All right, I run power over here to the front. All right. I'm going to cut some lights here. All right. So we got Time Crisis's light back there, kind of blaring, but let's. Okay, it's not a toggle switch. It's a soft switch. Oh, that marquee looks gorgeous. Oh my goodness. That's just beautiful. I'm a short guy, so it's actually a perfect height for me. I don't think it needs an inline riser. If you're tall, yeah, you probably want to go with an inline riser. But again, you got to make sure that the company making those inline risers tailors it for the cab or the form factor. So, all right, so assembly's done. I was told that it does. So you want to do a reflection test before we dive into the OS here? Let's. Actually, my phone has my light control software on it. Genie. Okay, the artwork does not appear to be. So I've got my black light on. Let me cut these lights too. I have coin door lights. I'm just not doing them today. Oh yeah, the artwork is not reflective. The T-molding looks a little bit reflective. But again, I'm not in a I'd have to move it back a little bit. Yeah, the artwork is not reflective. That's kind of disappointing. I was hoping it would be. It is a little bit. Just the Pac-Man outlines here. Oh, my camera died. Yeah, and I can't do two things at once with this camera. Where's NDI? There we go. All right, so I have my black light on. It is a little bit, the T-molding does reflect a little bit. I can go get Stock Jock's reflective tape. Just want to see something. Question is, where did I put it? Right here. So this is the tape that Stock Jock sent me. So yeah, it's about the same. The blue tape that in his package that he sent me kind of matches what Arcade1Up did, actually almost like an exact match. So the tape, the T-molding is reflective. The artwork, not so much, although it is a little bit. It's a teeny bit reflective. So in terms, the artwork stands out under the black light. It does, but not as what I thought it would. But it's still, I mean, it's a gorgeous cabinet. I'm in love with it. It says free play down here on the track screen. So let's look at the bottom here. There we go. So there's many colors. This is kind of like the button in my Chevy Colorado for the LED lights in the cab. Just cycling through the colors now. Yeah, that adds quite a bit to it. Yeah, the brighter colors on this tape do glow pretty well. But if you'll notice, the blue is kind of darker anyway. All right, so, oh, what did I do? Did I just, oh, no, that was just the OS. I'm not hearing any audio either. Power cycling does remember your LED setting. That's good. So I powered it off, powered it back on. It came back up to the blue LED that I had there. There's the audio. No boot up animation. All right, so it wants me to set up wireless. I'll do that real quick. I've gotten pretty good at this. See if there's a cabinet update. We'll say automatic. This is a beautiful cabinet. I'm really glad I picked this up and got such a good deal on it. Don't quite know where I'm going to put it, but we'll figure that out. It seems to be struggling connecting to my internet. Stock Jock, this cost me, okay, the unit itself was $250, but with over $100 shipping and taxes, that brought the price to closer to $370. So I got a deal on it. It was at a liquidator. Zero says the light stays lit when the arcade lights go out. I don't know what you mean by that. Did I not enter the password to my wireless correctly? Okay, I'm having trouble connecting to internet. There it go. Well, no. So it's still in stock in some of your Sam's Clubs then. Oh, okay, here we go. I can't do this because my phone is putting in my email address now. Ah, all right. Public name. Let's see if it lets me use QD Arcade. Yeah, it's not available. I hate how we can't connect to our existing public names from cab to cab. No, let's do this. Guarantee that one's not in use. Sure, high score, everyone. There's no check for updates button. No. All right. So I've got my high score list. Yeah, this does have a BOE monitor. Just a little closer. All right, so the games, we got Pac-Man, Pac-Man Plus. My Arcade1Up's computers seem very slow. We got Pac-Mania, Super Pac-Man, your standard list, probably the same list that's on the Pac-Man Deluxe, Pac-and-Pal, Galaga, Galaxian, Galaga 88, Dig Dug 2, Rompers, Rolling Thunder, and Mappy. So let's see if I can adjust the camera a little bit. Don't mind me. All right. My phone just rebooted. What the hell? You know what? It wasn't plugged in. My phone died. Son of a gun. %. Well, at least it's plugged in now. I can boot it up, hopefully. Well, while we're waiting for that, Burnt Orange wants to see if the cabinet stands out. It's shorter. It's definitely shorter than, well, it's about the same size as the Mortal Kombat Deluxe. And I don't know where I could slide this in. It's a little bit shorter than G.I. Joel's Build Choice cabinet, Donkey Kong Jr. But I'll have to find a home for it and maybe take some pictures. So let's take a look at the poll. The no's are winning. All right, so the poll results, 62% say no, I should not get a PlayStation 5 Pro. 38% say yes. I'm going to end the poll. So the people have spoken. 24 votes. All right, let me see where my phone is. Go back to the NDI camera. There we go. We're back. All right, let's do a little bit of gameplay. Whoa, that's loud. Joystick feels good. Actually, the joystick feels really good. Oh, I'm cooked. I normally play in fast mode. I just like it better in fast mode. Oh, I walked right into that. Keep kicking the camera on that. Oh. Oh, it says, I wonder if you can get rid of the free play. I've never noticed that before. All right, so holding down the player one button doesn't get you back to the menu. Quit game. You can turn scan lines off or on. A little bit different menu. Let's go into settings. So initialize 3, bonus 10, typical default settings, difficulty easy, speed normal. Scan lines are off, and basically default settings. So oh. I didn't mean to do that. Hmm. Not in Pac-Man minded mode today. I think I have the audio up way too loud. Cab does wobble, but I'm on unsettled carpeting right now. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I should have went for that dot. What the hell are you doing? All right, so exiting out of here, holding down the player one button does not return you to the menu. Got to hit the live button. And your options are resume game, reset game, scan lines off, or quit game. All right. It's a beautiful build. I love it. Ooh. Oh, man. All right, let's button things up here. My camera. Now that my phone is not charged. A good director would take this thing off of, or put the screen on another view. Well, there she is, folks, under the black light. Through here. I do seem to, I mean, I have a wireless signal, but it just seems like taking forever to load the high scores. There she blows. All right, Fireside, I'll take that to heart about putting something in there in the back, some weight. I do have some gravel weights, pea gravel. I got some bags with pea gravel in them. All right, let's go back here. Just to give you guys a view of the entire arcade under black light. Granted, I have two windows that I have not blacked out yet in the back there in the upper left. It's just not feasible right now. Gotta turn my studio lights back on. So we ended the poll. I can close this window. She's a beaut, Clark. Just gonna look over the chat here real quick. Yeah, I have to agree with Zero's opinion here that I would not buy the Slim Katie NBA Jam, and I definitely wouldn't buy the Casino Cade. So this is a great little. It'll eventually be a multiplayer or multi game. Let's see. It wobbles a little bit. Again, I'm on uneven carpet right now. Let me push it back here a little bit. I'll push it up against the Time Crisis because then I'll be fully on the carpet. It's a little wobbly. It's a little wobbly. A little weight would probably would be good in the base. Easy done. I have pea gravel bags out in the garage that I could probably throw one in here because they're not doing anything right now. I used to use them with those in Christmas displays, but I kept them. I'm just reading through the chat, folks. Burnt Orange has a question here. The neon was the very last thing that Arcade1Up released. I believe so. I believe it was before the sale announcement was made. I believe this cabinet is was the last before Basic Fun took over. We went through some of the settings in Pac-Man. Anyway, it does have fast mode, and you can change the number of number of lives. All right. Looks like I'm pretty well caught up on the chat. Again, with the PS5, the community's opinion is no, I shouldn't do it. BMCA, no, I do not use the. I don't have any kids, so I don't worry about these things tipping over on kids. So I love my ALU Cornercade. I love it. I absolutely love it. Play Robotron the most on it. Thanks, Zero. I appreciate it. Burnt Orange, to answer your question, no, the Deluxe also has fast mode. I have a Pac-Man Deluxe yellow cabinet, and it also has fast mode. Same thing on the class of '81 for the Miss Pac-Man, that also has fast mode. Yeah, so those settings are available in the Deluxe models. No, I'm 60 years old. Why would I do that? That's not very smart. And I'm about ready to retire. I appreciate all the kind comments, guys. So I think this slots in real nice with my arcade. I'm going to go back to regular light mode. I'm going to shut down my NDI camera. I can't believe I forgot to charge or forgot to connect the power to this thing. I'm at 11% charge right now, guys. All right, so we'll shut down the black light. I'll leave my phone on the charger because I need power. So that bottom right photo is frozen because I shut down that camera. So yes, camera full. So as to where I'm going to put this, I don't know. Thanks, Dragot. I appreciate it. We do have. I'm just going to go ahead and do this now because usually what happens is I'll forget. I still haven't put Time Crisis's screw cap covers in. I still have 2 screws that I have to put in on the inside by the keyboard. So I'm just going to pop these in right away. They don't go in very easy either. Yeah, this was a good purchase. Not gonna lie, 250 was hard. I mean, that was an instant buy for me. As soon as I saw the price, I was like, bought. And I've already paid off the credit card that I bought it with, so. Bought and paid for. I mean, I love them, but I hate them because you got to kind of tap them to get them all the way in. I usually use the butt of my screwdriver. That one went really easy. I gotta be careful because I don't want to scratch up the artwork. All right, one side's done. I use my Amazon credit card, so I get Amazon, well, I don't know what they call them, points, dollars, but I do get money back, and usually, and you can use that towards future purchases. Now, PD7, he's smart. I'm not as smart as he is. Well, I dropped one on a black carpet. Yeah, so he saves up his points. Me, I use them as I get them because it lightens up the purchases that I do make. Oh, there it is. Yeah, usually the screw caps I don't do on stream because it can take a little bit to do. Did I do the NBA Jam? Yes, I did do the NBA. I gotta say, I gotta wonder if Arcade1Up's scoring servers are like, if they're having issues or moving them today, maybe. Just seems like it's taking forever for the high scores to update. Oh, Stock Jock, that's cool. The whole trip is paid with points. Cool. Yeah, as I said, I get them, but I spend them usually when I get them. Like my next purchase, like toothpaste or whatever, can be free. Usually what happens is something small that I need usually winds up being free. All right, I've got them all, I think. And one left over. Two left over. All right. All right, guys, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna wrap things up here. This took longer than I thought it would, but I took my time with it. Let's go back here. Guys, I appreciate everybody. Okay, everybody that stuck around with me while I did this build, thank you so much. Appreciate each and every one of you. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out today if you haven't already done so. And thanks for providing input about the PS5. I think I've made my decision. So And that decision is probably no. So I'm just going to sit on that money and use it for something else. Maybe when the PS6 rolls around, maybe I'll think about jumping in at that point. But I think I'm just going to pass right now. I think that's the best decision for me. I'm more of a retro gamer anyway, but I thought maybe this would be a good time to jump back in. But okay. So having said that, again, thank you all for being here and doing another build with me. I appreciate you. And I'm going to go get something to eat and relax the rest of the day after I clean up this mess. And I'll see you guys next week. And we'll probably do a GRS Build-A-Cade build then, maybe the Battle Zone build. Thank you again to Stock Jock for sending that stuff out. Again, thank you to Fireside Arcade for tipping me off about this cabinet. It's a beautiful cabinet. Love it. So everybody have a great week, a safe week, and always remember that I got next.